Oop wonders if she's the off for telling her sister that her baggage is not her issue. I am not op. Original post by you, throwaway 82,919 in R, Amethyst hole. Trigger warning. Infertility. Less than. Mood spoiler. Neutral ending. Less than. Original. AITA for telling my sister her baggage isn't my issue? I, 28F, am a single mom of 3 kids. I met my daughter when I was 22 volunteering in a mentor program. Her bio mom asked that I take her in for a while when she was having a hard time, so I agreed to become her foster parent. Then 2 years ago we got the paperwork together for me to become her official guardian. I plan to adopt when kiddo is old enough to tell me that's what she wants. Last year I got a phone call from my daughter's caseworker, informing me that her bio mom had another child and she wanted him to be placed with his sister. So I took him in too. I didn't plan on having any other children. But I met someone. It didn't last. And long story short is that I have a first grader, a toddler, and I'm 25 weeks. My sister Bree, 34F, always loved hanging with my kids whenever she had the spare time. She's been struggling with infertility since she and her husband started trying for a baby 8 years ago. And I can tell how badly she wants to be a mom. I really do hope that someday it does happen for her, because it's all she's ever wanted. Since I announced my pregnancy though, Bree has been kind of distant. I thought that maybe it was just life stuff or I was being overly emotional due to hormones. So I didn't really press her on it or anything and went about things as usual. Our mom invited us all to dinner the other night, so I got my kiddos settled with a sitter and drove to my mom's place. Dinner went mostly fine, but Bree kept giving me looks every time someone brought up the pregnancy, and towards the end of the night she asked why I even adopted 2 children if I clearly had no trouble making a baby of my own. I told her that when I started fostering my oldest, it was just to give her a safe place to live until her mom could get things sorted. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And now her brother is with me too. I love my children and I'm happy to be their mom. But it wasn't my intention in the beginning to adopt via foster care. I wanted their bio mom to work things out. And my heart genuinely hurts for her because she wasn't able to do that. Bree then said that it feels like I'm rubbing my kids in her face. She told me that it isn't fair that I basically had 2 kids fall into my lap, and then decided to be reckless and get knocked up too, all while she's been trying for years to have a child with no luck. She said it's cruel and unfair that I took 2 babies from the system that could have gone to parents who deserved them, all while being able to easily have one on my own. I ended up telling her that while it sucks, it's not my fault that some people want kids and can't have them, and that her infertility baggage isn't really my issue. Our mother asked me to leave and the next day called me to tell me that I was being unnecessarily cruel to my sister when I know what she's been going through. Now I don't know if what I said was out of line. Update. AITA for telling my sister her baggage isn't my issue? Original post. Hi. I know it's only been a few days since I last posted. But some things happened and I've decided to rinse my hands of the situation. So I thought I'd provide you all with an update. First though, I do want to thank you for your feedback. It was nice to be reassured that I wasn't being overly mean, as that's what I was mainly worried about. I do really love my sister and I don't ever want to cause her to hurt, even when we are fighting. So my mom was supposed to go to my anatomy scan with me yesterday. But she called me and told me that because Bree is still upset to the point of not speaking to me, she didn't want to make it any worse by going to the appointment. I took my toddler with me instead. And he was great company. The nurses absolutely loved having him there. And it was easier not to think about the fact that my mom ditched me when I had him to focus on. Mom. Did text me later wanting to know if the baby was a boy or a girl and if everything went alright. But I still haven't texted her back because I feel like I'd just end up getting even more hurt about the situation. I don't think I'm going to try anymore with either of them. I wanted to in the beginning because I think Bree just needs to talk to a therapist and sort her feelings out. But our mom deciding to skip out on this appointment with me just kinda sealed the deal. I sent Bree's husband a message, since Bree has blocked me, telling them both that I hope things work out for them in all the ways they deserve, and that I am genuinely sorry if I hurt her. I recommended talking to a therapist or support group of some kind, and said that when Bree has worked through all of the things she still needs to work through, she's more than welcome to call me. My dad found out about the argument and he's offered to come drive down with his wife to stay with me when baby gets here, since the plan was originally for my mom to do it instead. I told him I'd let him know once it gets closer to the actual date. But I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm not gonna focus too much on Bree and my mom right now. My kiddos are my priority and I think what's best is to keep them away from the drama. So I don't plan on allowing Bree or my mom around for a while. Thank you guys again so much for all of your responses, as it was really helpful to have outside perspectives on the situation. It definitely helped me figure out a few things for myself. Author's note and edit has also been added to my yesterday's BoRU post about Oop still being in love with his ex-wife and asking her out to dinner. Apparently the ex-wife, now girlfriend, found my post and asked Oop about it. Check it out if you're interested. Reminder, I am not the original poster. This is a repost sub. Toxic family is such a theme in BoRU. The sister has an, frankly poor, excuse for her behavior, but the mother can just get in the sea. Me over here looking for all the children that Bree's adopted since she wants kids so badly. I know that the adoption, fostering process can be expensive and difficult and have a lot of hoops to jump through. She said it's cruel and unfair that I took 2 babies from the system that could have gone to parents who deserved them, all while being able to easily have one on my own. She asked why I even adopted 2 children if I clearly had no trouble making a baby of my own. Why didn't you adopt a single child if you clearly had a lot trouble making a baby of your own? What's with some people acting like the world owes them a child, and if they can't have one, no one else can't? Pregnancy and fertility is such a volatile topic. Years back I had a former friend blow up at me out of the blue because she can't get pregnant and I'm selfishly not using my womb because I made the decision that I don't want kids. Not her exact words, but that was the gist. I feel bad for everyone here, except for her mom. Not sure why she's thinking the best approach is to shun the pregnant daughter. That's a pretty mature way of drawing a line under this situation. While I understand why Bree is upset, nothing to do with Op, of course. Both her and her mom can do one. My oldest child is upset about your pregnancy, so I'm going to abandon you even though you are also my child, carrying my grandchild because her feelings matter more than supporting you in your prenatal care. Good for Oop to find support elsewhere from people who actually really and consistently care for her. There are unfortunately so many children in foster care that the system is overflowing. I have no idea where OP's sister gets the idea that it is any other way. And as to OP's moms wanting to know the baby's gender and health after not attending the appointment? Kick rocks. Just kick 'em all. In sandals. Those biggins over there. With the toe that has a hangnail. You selfish woman. You. So my mom was supposed to go to my anatomy scan with me yesterday. But she called me and told me that because Bree is still upset to the point of not speaking to me, She didn't want to make it any worse by going to the appointment. I took my toddler with me instead. And he was great company. The nurses absolutely loved having him there. And it was easier not to think about the fact that my mom ditched me when I had him to focus on. Mom did text me later wanting to know if the baby was a boy or a girl and if everything went alright. But I still haven't texted her back because I feel like I'd just end up getting even more hurt. About the situation. I enjoy having my cake. But I also want to eat my cake. What shall I do? Most bad parents. So. She didn't try to adopt or even foster anybody. But then gets mad that someone else did? Did she expect CPS to just show up? Shove a child in her face like, heard you were having infertility issues. Here. You can have this one instead. Bree needs therapy ASAP. As long as she's still this immature and weirdly entitled. She probably shouldn't be a parent. Also FCK the mother. Can't show up for the appointment. But still wants to know if it's a boy or girl. Wants all the fun stuff without helping her child. Another iron child tale. What I'd say to Oop is to take a good look at her 3 kids and ask herself which one she's going to allow to become grandma's golden child while the other 2 get shat on. This cycle always continues. Some people need to understand that no one's ever got knocked up just to rub it in their face. Ma'am, doesn't that sound a little too extra? Her sister's infertility is a blessing in disguise. No child should experience the narcissism and abuse that she would unleash. She was the one being cruel and lashing out. I'm guessing Bree is the GC. Mom did text me later wanting to know if the baby was a boy or a girl and if everything went alright. Sorry, Mom. But that information is only for people who care enough about me to keep their commitments. I think it's best now for us to go very low contact until you reassess how you're taking sides in showing me how little you actually care for me. Don't contact me, though. I'll let you know when I'm ready to receive your genuine apology. She said it's cruel and unfair that I took 2 babies from the system that could have gone to parents who deserved them, all while being able to easily have one on my own. She's welcome to adopt herself. Lord knows there are many more children who need it. So my mom was supposed to go to my anatomy scan with me yesterday. But she called me and told me that because Bree is still upset to the point of not speaking to me, she didn't want to make it any worse by going to the appointment. Mom did text me later wanting to know if the baby was a boy or a girl and if everything went alright. She's one of those parents. Oop will find her life a lot easier after dropping this rope. Like they're running low on kids in foster care or to adopt. The mom didn't even have to take a side. She could have told them both they were adults and would be civil towards each other in her house. Oop didn't mention her mom saying she agreed with the sister. So she could have told the sis to not be hard on Oop. She can get her own foster kids and perhaps adopt them. She's been trying to have kids for 8 years. If she really wanted kids, she'd be working on it. I wouldn't be surprised if she only wants bio kids, yet is mad at Oop. I understand that infertility messes with your mind. I've seen it happen. But it's not an excuse to get away with being hostile. Bree was being completely, needlessly aggressive toward Oop. And the mom should have sat her down and told Bree very kindly that her behavior was out of control. And she needed to go get some help. Instead, Mom did the worst possible thing for both Oop and Bree, by enabling Bree and validating her irrational hostility. She asked why I even adopted 2 children if I clearly had no trouble making a baby of my own. Tell me you consider adopted children to be a subpar replacement for bio children without telling me, etc., etc. Yes. Oop is clearly the asshole for. Puts on glasses, giving 2 children a loving home and treating them as if they were her own. Truly. What a travesty. Just in case. Seriously, I have no idea what this lady is on. But what a frustrating read. Infertility is utterly heartbreaking to deal with. But her lashing out at her pregnant sister seems like some major projection, and while her sister had a pretty bad reaction to it, it still stands that this woman needs help. Hopefully she's able to get it. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doomscrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.